Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's PTS Brown Bag session. We're having a little tough technical difficulties, but I wanted to get some information out to you. We did actually put some of the information in chat, but I wanted to make sure you have this information as well while you're watching. It's on. So make sure you mute your devices at this time. If you have any questions, please write them down, write them in the chat or hold them until the end of the presentation. Also, drop your first and last name in the chat to be entered in our drawing for $100 off your 2021-2022 parking permit. So just to let everyone know, we are in meeting mode. You're welcome to keep your cameras on if you like, but we ask that you mute your devices. If you want to ask a question, please hold it until the end. We will make plenty of time for questions and answers. Also, if you don't want to ask your questions out loud, you can put them in the chat. Also, to best view today's presentation, please put your screen in speaker view or content only view. Last, but certainly not least, please be sure to drop your first and last name in the chat so that you can be entered in our drawing for $100 off your 2021-2022 parking permit. Well, good afternoon. My name is Keith Trewick. I'm the Customer Service Manager within Parking and Transportation Services, and I will definitely be going through this process with you today. Today's session will cover parking and parking options for the 2021-22 beginning this fall, and return to campus options for summer. And we have some additional commute program options for campus. I'm going to share my screen. I didn't get a chance to do that. Let's go. All right, I hope everyone can see the driver's seat. This is your personal parking portal. This is where you can give us all the information that's necessarily needed. You have information in this portal as well for you to give us information, also receive information from us. The parking portal, again, it is your access to parking. This is your personal parking account. You will log in with your GT username and password. It gives you the ability to purchase, apply for permits, manage your vehicle information. Giving us any type of updated information as well as removing vehicles from your account. You can appeal and pay citations. You can manage your email addresses as well as your contact numbers. You can view some notices from PTS. You also have the ability to join the wait list from the driver's seat. There are two options to access the driver's seat. You can use the driverseat.gotech.edu direct email address, or you can go to the Parking and Transportation Services website, in which there is a link there where you can click on to get you to the driver's seat. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the 2021-2022 parking permit renewal process and sale process. This is a great opportunity to go ahead and mark your calendar for the renewal period if you currently have a permit. And also, if you do not currently have a permit for campus for this permit season, you can also use April the 21st as that begin date for the next permit sales. Some important information. Most of our parking permits are virtual, meaning there's no hang tag required. We will be using your license plate number for validation of a current parking permit. This is for your annual individual permit, except E70, your smart park, the semester permits for students, your evening and weekend permits, as well as the new flex permit that we've been using for this past permit season. Keep in mind that there are locations that do read your license plates, but your buzz card should always be handy, as that is the primary use for entering and exiting parking facilities. Your license plate number will also be used for the enforcement as well as gate entry in some of our parking locations. Carpool, alumni, E70 permits, motorcycles, and all departmental permits will require a hang tag or a sticker for permit description. So let's look at our 2021-22 permit prices. All of our permit prices will stay the same. The annual individual permit is $795 for the year. That begins on August the 15th through August the 14th of the next year. Carpool permits are $695, and that is the same time process. These are proratable permits, meaning that as the time goes on within that permit season, the permit does get cheaper. Motorcycle permits as a primary would definitely stay at the $145 rate. You will not be able to purchase your motorcycle as a secondary unit until after this process of renewal has gone through. Smart Park permits are $25 for the initial permit, $6 per entry based on unit purchases through the system. And students, the semester permits are $400 for the semester. The new flex permit. So we've had the flex permit going for this previous permit season. It's a short-term parking solution for teleworkers and commuters in some of our non-smart park and non-visitor parking locations. It allows in and out access for one parking lot or deck. Valid hours are from 5 p.m. to 11:59 in ungated non-residential location. This excludes E44 and visitors lot. This is another one of our virtual permit process, so there's no permit that will be issued to you or you will receive. Your license plate number will be reviewed as that correct credential for parking in that location. You can purchase a flex permit up to 60 days in advance. Again, there's no overnight parking allowed. The daily permit for flex is $8. For 2 consecutive days is $15. Weekly is $35. Monthly is $110. So when we look at payment options, the payment options for permits for students is the bursar account, meaning that when a student purchases a permit, their permit purchase price will go to their bursar account for payment. For faculty and staff, we have payroll deduction as an option, but you can also use credit card as well for purchase. If you use a credit card, those funds will be immediately deducted from the credit card for payment. This is for your 2021-2022 permit season as well. So let's talk a little bit about how we're going to purchase our 2021-2022 parking permit. The two options, renew or purchase. We'll talk a little bit about applying for that carpool, and then we'll talk about what takes place this summer, understanding that some employees, some faculty and staff will be coming back earlier this summer. Again, when we think about a renewal process is when you're purchasing or you're securing a permit that you currently have. Same type of permit, same location. Meaning if you have a permit for E81 for the 2020-2021 permit season, you'll also renew for that exact same location for your 2021-2022 permit season. If you are looking for an option to purchase a permit in a new location, or you do not get a chance to use the renewal time period, you will have the option during the general sales, is what we call it, to purchase a permit for that location if it's available. So this is a good time to note your calendars or make a notation somewhere in your office to remember that our renewal period begins April the 1st and is through the 16th. This is our way of saying you have the guarantees of the same permit location with the same permit type for the upcoming academic year. Customers who miss the renewal period may not receive the same permit locations. And students who currently own annual individual permits may purchase a fall semester permit and also renew their current permit location. So if you do not participate in a renewal period, April 21st will be the next time period for you to purchase a permit for the upcoming permit season. Please remember that all assignments or all purchases are instant and a first come, first served basis. We do have a waitlist option for campus, and those locations become waitlisted once the parking locations are filled. So that option would not be available currently, but once those locations fill, then you will see that option. You will get a notification that that location is filled, and the wait list will become an option for that location. So let's talk about getting a permit. You want to go to the driver's seat. Once you've logged into the driver's seat, you want to click on Get Permits and then the next button. Again, during the renewal season, you would choose the location that you currently have. If you're an annual or a carpool, you would choose the location that you currently have and click Next. Or if you are purchasing a new location or a location that you desire during the general session, you would also choose that location and then click the Next button. Again, once you select your permit, you want to make sure that the description is showing a 2021 to 2022 permit option. Do not purchase a permit for the upcoming year if it does not have the 2021 or 22 permit description as your location. And you want to make sure that you click all of the agree statements and click Next to go to the next process. So permit renewals are available for April the 1st through the 16th for the carpool permit. New carpool applications will open April the 21st. It will coincide with the permit season. Our renewal period will be from April the 1st to the 16th, and the new process begins on April the 21st. Carpool customers must live off campus, cannot live in the SQ5 or the University Housing Midtown area. Customers are notified via email when the application is accepted or denied. Carpool captains must complete application and is responsible for everything, including the payment, the citations, the communication with the carpool members, basically the permit management of the carpool. Credit card payments will begin in our office on July the 26th. So carpool permits start in the same area as other permits through the driver's seat. You want to click on Get Permits from the permit area once you've logged into the driver's seat. But you'll have two options. So once you click on Get Permit, you also see the Purchase Carpool Permit before you see the next option. You want to click on that one. But as well as in our notices, it's a moving notice. You'll have the ability to apply for a carpool by clicking in that area as well. Once you've clicked on one of those options, it's going to take you to the carpool application, and you want to log in to the carpool application. Once you have agreed to the carpool permit terms, you'll see the screen that says New Permit or View Invitation. The new carpool permit will be the captain that is going through the process of starting this process. And the View Invitation will be available once you've received communication from the captain in reference to being a partner in the carpool process. The captain will have the ability to invite a participant. They will enter the participant's name, which will in turn bring up the information about the participants for their email address to receive an invitation notice. Make sure you pick the current parking lot during the renewal period and any other lot during the general sales period. Once you've submitted the carpool application, it will give you detail of who else has been invited to participate in the carpool program with you. That individual will receive an email. As you can see, Mr. Burdell received an email from me inviting him to join my carpool. As a participant in the carpool, you have the option to say, yes, I'm going to participate with this individual, or no, I might do my own thing this particular permit season. Once the carpool participant has accepted the offer, then the carpool captain would go back to the application and submit for approval. Permit mailing. So there are a couple of options for permit mailing for students. It is their campus GT post office box, which is the 6-digit GT Tech station address. And they also have the option to have a permit sent to their home address. Now, this will apply to a carpool permit for individuals that are living off campus, as well as the E70 permit for students. Again, we cannot send anything to international addresses, so international addresses will not be accepted as a mailing option for students. Faculty and staff also have two options for having their carpool permit mailed, or if they have an E70 permit mailed, or anyone paying with a credit card for those two locations. Their campus address, which is the 4-digit campus mail code, and also their home address. This is a great opportunity prior to us going live with the renewal period to go ahead and update this information if it has changed. So are there some additional commute options for the campus community? We do offer a monthly Metro Transit MARTA Pass. It's available to students and employees in the PTS office. You're able to purchase a monthly MARTA card for the month by coming to the PTS office. Also, MARTA, Express, Cobb Link, Gwinnett County Transit is available for faculty and staff via payroll deduction. Perhaps you might have a need for a temporary use of a vehicle. We do have Zip Car on campus. It gives you the opportunity to rent a car for a particular time period, and they're strategically located throughout the campus, as well as the relay bikes for short-term rentals. Also, biking, walking, or scoot to campus are great commuter options. So, for the summer 2021, we do understand there are faculty and staff that could be coming back earlier than the fall semester to prepare for the fall semester. So summer permits will be available. Permits will be available in the PTS office beginning March the 26th. Students purchasing their permits will definitely have their payment go to the bursar office. Faculty and staff have the payroll deduction, but because it's near the end of the process, there are limited payroll deduction opportunities still available during this time period. Biweekly staff, if their permit is purchased in May and June, the dates are listed. If you purchase it by June, you have 2 deductions that will still be available. If it's purchased by the 23rd, you have 1 deduction. Same way with monthly. If you purchase it by April the 20th, there are 3 deductions. May the 18th, 2 deductions, and June the 20th, 1 deduction. All right, so let's have a review. Remembering our renewal period. This is our guaranteed option. If you currently have a permit for campus, this is a guarantee that you will get the same location that you have using the same type of permit that you have. And that begins April the 1st through April the 16th. The remainder of the permits that will be available will start on April the 21st. And these are for individuals that are changing location. They might not have completed the renewal process, or they didn't have a permit for this current permit season. Remember that permits are instant and are on a first come, first served basis. Wait lists will become available once locations are filled. So how about this? Before April the 20th, 21, update your vehicle information. You have the ability to add your new vehicles that you've recently purchased, but you also can remove the vehicles that you no longer have from your account. Update your mailing address to make sure that the permit that you purchased, especially carpools or E70, that those permits will go to the current and correct location once they're mailed. Update phone numbers. You will be asked to give us a phone number for contact. That is one of the options that would be in the system for you to update the phone numbers that you have on record currently in the system. You have the ability to clear your account, pay your existing citations. Also, if you're new to this, or if you're thinking about a different location, review the parking zone maps to choose a lot that fits your parking needs for the 2021-22 permit season. If you are a carpool captain, make sure you contact your carpool partners so they can look out for the invitation for the carpool. Employees, you have two considerations for payment: payroll deduction and credit card as your payment options. Again, mark your calendars because these days are coming very quickly. One thing we wanted to note about E82, the Synergy Garage, they have changed their operation management team. The facility is actually owned and operated by Collaborative Real Estate. One thing to remember and one thing to note is that E82 permits must be programmed. This is a parking location that Parking and Transportation Services lease space from them, so we have to actually send them the information for your access card to work in their parking location. So that's information that we will send to the E82 Synergy Garage. But for the meantime, if you purchase a E82 permit, you will get access for the E81 parking deck garage. Also listed is the contact information for the E82 Synergy Garage. Taylor Littlefield is the manager for the parking facility. Again, the company is Collaborative Real Estate Office, and they do have call box at the parking gates. Well, one thing to note, for fall 2021, PTS will be moving. Additional information will be shared with the community once the move is finalized and we are out the door. So at this time, we will open this portion of the brown bag session to questions. Make sure that if you are participating in the drawing, you add your name to the chat area. I'm actually going to stop sharing. So at this time, if you do have a question, you're free to put it in the chat, or if you can turn your mic on, you can ask a question out loud as well. Okay, one of the questions, I had an annual permit this year, but I think I'll switch to a flex option next year. Should I do that during renewal time after April 16th? So if you have an annual permit currently and you're not going to use that same type of permit, you can forego the renewal process, but you can also purchase a flex permit at any given time for the upcoming permit season. All right. One question, is there a way to keep track of how many Smart Park units I have left after I purchase them? So each time you enter a Smart Park location, the display will show you what you currently have available. And if you have additional questions, just you can contact PTS and we'll be more than happy to give you a answer to how many units you have available. But each time you come in, it will give you your balance when you enter the parking facility. Someone asked, are the annual parking permits staying the same price? Yes, they were. They will be the same price from the previous parking season. One question, renewing my parking pass doesn't cost extra. Yes, Robert, there's no additional cost for renewing your parking permit, only the cost of the permit, but there's not an additional cost for renewing, only the cost of the permit. Carpool members, great question, Anthony. Carpool members must all live off campus. The question was, do all carpool members have to live off campus, or is it fine if, keep scrolling, if at least one of them lives off campus? All members would have to live off campus to be a part of the carpool. One question, are we unable to back into parking spaces with the virtual permit? So the current process is if you have a front tag that is the same as your rear tag, then you have the option of backing in. But because our system are reading the tags from your vehicle, then you would need to pull forward. But more and additional information is going to come in about that process later on.
哦，那说明安全啊，
你开心吗？
还行，安全。
Please remember to mute yourself if you're not speaking. So one question, this is a good question. If I return my annual pass this year because of being remote for COVID and then purchase a smart park permit, but next year I want to go back to my annual pass, can I renew April 1st through the 16th since I did indeed have an annual pass on file this year? Or am I considered new now because I returned it? That is a great question. And the answer to that is you would be considered new. So you would purchase that in the general sales process. The annual permit is renewal period is going to look at the permit that is current to be able to renew that same type of permit. So if you do not have a current permit during this time period, then you would have to renew during our general sales permit starting the 21st. Is a great question. I apologize if I missed this information. I'm a new tech employee. Is there designated parking for staff or may I park in any GT lot? So purchasing a permit will give you options to park in one single location. So it will be great for you as a new employee if you review the parking locations from the map, and that'll give you better decision-making power when it comes to purchasing your permit location. Great question. Where can we find which lots will be available? So after the renewal period, most of the locations on campus will be available. If you are in the driver's seat and you click on a location and it prompts you to a waitlist option, then you know at that point that location is no longer available. What time on April the 21st will sales start? That's a great question, Anthony. I will log on as early as I can on the 21st. Sometime around 8 a.m. will be great.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's easier for me to say it than type it.
Good.
Um, I think somebody actually thought about it. I think they just typed it. I'm in the over in closer to the basketball parking lot,
Okay.
and we don't have a we're not going to have one of those set parking, I mean, schedules where we're telecommuting. We got to come in sometimes. So is there an option for people like us who I don't want to give them my annual pass because it's easier for me to get to the highway from where I am, but I wasted like all my money this year because I was only on campus for 10 times. Is there some way that we can find an option for us to be able to use, I guess, Smart Park and still can keep our same parking locations?
Okay. So if I understand this correct, is this Tammy?
I Yes.
Hi,
I think
Tammy.
we're in E55. Hi, 56 something.
It sounds like
Hi.
you might be in Peters, E52.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
in 52. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm right there by the volleyball. I'm in that parking lot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like E52. E52 does not currently have smart park options. Um, so it would not be a location that's smart park available. Area 1, which is on North Avenue, does have smart park capability. So that would be a location that's close that you could use from a smart park location. There are also locations that you could use the flex permit. The flex permit
hmm
is similar to smart park, but it's not located in smart park locations. So those would be our options.
Okay, I'm on the website looking for flex permit now. Um, hmm. So the only way to keep our parking space is to go ahead and pay for the annual parking pass.
If you want to renew in that same
Yeah.
location and stay in that same
Uh-huh.
location, the renewal process would be the option for you because that guarantees you get the same location and you have the same type of permit.
Okay. Thank you.
All
I'm
right.
just trying to figure out how to weigh this out financially.
Definitely
Thank you so
understand that.
much.
And you can also reach back out to us and we'll definitely
hmm
walk through it with you as well if you have additional
Okay.
questions.
Thank you so much.
No
Okay, bye-bye.
problem.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So can the couple partner also have the flex parking in the same time?
Is this Leon?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Leon, how you doing?
How are you doing, sir?
Good, good. The flex permit, if a carpool partner wants to come in and park at another location and they can use the flex permit for that purchase.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. But also, Leon, there's additional information about the carpool permit. So I would definitely look at that from our website to get a better understanding of how to use the carpool process for the participants in the carpool when two cars need to be on campus at the same time, and you can't utilize the captain has to drive, and the participant would have to drive maybe once a day. I mean, one day. So there's information about the carpool process on our website. Please make sure you go and review that. And if you have additional questions, just contact us, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions as well.
Understood. Thanks.
No problem.
Hi, Keith.
Hi.
Hi, this is Patricia. I want to piggyback on Tammy's question.
Okay.
And Tammy, I feel you because actually I lost a lot of money, but I donated to PTS this year because I was remote a lot, a majority of the year. But how risky is it if we actually do go back remotely, mostly remote? At some point, how risky is it to go from full to flex? Because I really want to keep my location. So I will renew,
Mhm.
but in case we go full remote, at some point, how risky is it to go from regular to flex, and then when we renew again, to get my same, you know, location? You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand, Patricia. That is a great question. Um, I wouldn't look at it from a risky standpoint. Um, Canceling your annual permit and purchasing the flex permits is not a problem. Um, the annual permit can be canceled by completing the return permit form that's located on our website. And then at any given time when you know that you are going to be coming to campus, you could purchase a flex permit. So you wouldn't have to go and purchase 21-day permits for one day, but you have the opportunity to go in when you definitely know you're going to use that permit and purchase it.
Okay. And then
But
go
go
ahead.
ahead. But to be honest, there's a lot of unknown with campus. There is an expectation that we're going to grow from where we are now as far as the amount of individuals on campus. So all that needs to be taken in consideration as well.
Understood. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we have another one from the chat area. I was originally told by PTS that if I return my annual pass at the beginning of COVID, then I would be able to renew without any problem. But if we now have to wait until April 21st, there is the possibility that we will be put on the wait list. That's a great question. The return process from PTS did always include the possibility that if you return this, then the renewal process would not be a possibility. The renewal process is possible based on you having a current permit. The likelihood of things being put on wait lists. Currently, there's no wait lists available for the parking locations on campus, as we have plenty of space available. So the renewal process will cover the individuals that currently have a permit, and the spaces that are still available will be available starting the 21st. There's a great possibility, depending on how the campus returns for the fall semester, that there may or may not be a wait list for the particular area that you're parking in. You can definitely check with us. We'll be more than happy to give you some additional information on that if you contact Parking and Transportation Services. Okay, I have one. I am a new employee at GT. If I currently have Smart Park permit for E46 parking, would I continue Smart Park permit? What if the E40 sells out in general sales? Would I be placed in waiting list? Okay, let me see if I can answer this one. If you currently have a Smart Park permit, it would be for, and since you mentioned E46, it sounds like you might be using it in the Area 1 visitor area, because that is a Smart Park location. The renewal process for Smart Park is not a problem. There would not be a wait list for Smart Park. E46, on the other hand, you would have to have an annual permit. And if you wanted to change out, you would change out and getting an annual permit for E46 during the general period, which starts April the 21st. I hope I answered that correctly. If not, just contact Parking and Transportation Services. We can definitely walk you through that process. I'm trying to go through the chat area.
I have one more question about the Flex Pass, real
Okay, Tammy.
quickly, please. I'm online and it says that the permits are also valid after hours 5 p.m. to 11:59. With me being in E65, now that I remember where I was,
Oh, you're in
um,
E65. Okay.
I'm in E65. Of course, we get booted out during basketball games. I mean, during sporting events.
Hmm.
If I get the Flex Pass, do we still get booted out of that area? Or, like if we happen to be in there on that day and we got to work that Friday, but, we paid for it, but they locked it off, and do we have to still leave, or do we still have to get booted out?
That's a good question. Tammy, so for different events requires different applications for that particular parking lot. If it is a requirement that we have to clear the parking lot, then you would fall with the flex permit, you would fall in the same protocol as anyone else that has a annual or a carpool permit for that location. Then you will get access to an additional location. Currently, we use ER66 for that relocation process. So it all depends on the event and what's going on in that area, what dictates what needs to happen with the patrons that are parking in that area.
But but those other areas that are not part of that shutdown, they're still accessible though, right? They would be like E40 or the other ones,
It,
or
dep- it depends on if there are consecutive events going on or what's going on
mhm.
for that location. So
Okay.
the relocation of parkers is event driven or
Okay.
construction driven, or if there's an emergency that we need to evacuate that particular parking facility. So everything has a cause and effect, meaning that if there is something happening in that parking facility, then the relocation process goes into effect.
Okay. And I think I understand. Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay. This is a great question. If an employee currently has an annual pass but wants to cancel it and start riding MARTA um, as of 5/1, will they be charged for the parking pass in April and May or just April? Um, that is a great question. The 31st is the return process for parking permits. So April 31st. If a permit is returned after that, then deductions are stopped once that permit is returned. Here's another good question. What permit do you recommend for students who need both parking at their house and parking next to their classes on campus? Mm. So am I to assume that the house is off campus or is a house on campus? Uh, well, let me see if I can answer it both ways. So all parking patrons are issued one permit for a single location. That single location could be um, near their class buildings on campus, or if you're living on campus, it could be near your residence on campus. But you wouldn't be able to have both. If the individual is housed off campus, when they drive to campus, then they would choose a permit that's closer to their classes if that's what they're using as a guide for picking their parking locations. I hope I answered that um, enough. If not, just reach out to Parking and Transportation Services. Would definitely walk you through that process. All right, I'm trying to continue. These are some great questions, by the way. So thank you all for sharing those questions. And I hope that we were able to answer some of the questions to give you a better feel for your choices for the upcoming permit season, as well as summer. Great question, Kim. Will a recording of this be shared to the community? I believe we are recording it for that purpose, that this recording will be made available through our website, if I'm not mistaken, once the recording has been finalized. Great question, Anthony. When will the drawing for the discounted parking pass take place? That process will take place once all the information is entered, and then the individual will be notified of that discount for the upcoming permit season. Just make sure you have added your name, complete name, to the chat room for that possibility.
Hey Keith,
Hey,
this is Sherry Davidson.
hey, Sherry.
Hey, hi there. We're ready to spin the wheel to award a $100 discount or $100 off the parking permit. Are you ready?
All right. I believe I'm ready. I believe the attendants are ready as well. So that sounds great.
Teresa's going to kick it off.
Okay.
And it's spinning.
All right. We have a winner. Our winner is Keith Trewick. No, I'm just kidding. Danielle, is that Daniela Quintero? Congratulations.
Congratulations, Daniela.
Yeah, congratulations. Wow. And also remember too that if you purchase your permit during the renewal period, there will be an option for you to receive $100 off as well. All right, I'm looking to see if we have any more questions. Did anyone else have any live questions or? You're welcome, Love Park. I'm glad the information was informative for you.
Keith,
Yes.
I have a question I put in the chat. It must have been overlooked. How do employees find out about other employees interested in carpooling?
Oh, that is a great question. I believe we have additional information or individuals online that could assist us with addressing that. There used to be a process where we had a relationship with a company that would put riders together. But I tell you what, if we don't have someone online, Lisa, is it possible that I can reach back out to you and get you the correct information?
Sure, please do.
All right, Lisa. I'm writing your information down, and we will definitely get that to you. I also have another question from Ivy. Ivy is asking about summer information for permits. That information would definitely be on our website, but you can also contact Parking and Transportation Services, PTS, and we'll definitely walk you through that process and let you know what's available for the summer parking.
Keith, if we have other questions, do we email you directly, or is there a parking email to use?
Oh, you can definitely email me directly. Um, I'll be more than happy to assist you with it. Now, was this Lisa? Just said that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Lisa. I'm going to reach out to you as a follow-up. But definitely, if you want to send me an email, I'm Keith Trawick. That would be keith.trawick@pts.gatech.edu.
Hi, Keith. This is Tisha Young.
Hi, Tisha.
Just want to also let people know about the support, the new website, the new email address. So you can.
Yes, that was actually at the end of the presentation, and I cut that off early, but thank you. So again, you can send an email out. Thanks everyone that's still on. You can send an email out to if you have questions to support@pts.gatech.edu, and we'll be definitely happy to get that information back to you once you've reached out to support. That is our new email address for questions, or general email address for questions or things that need to be asked. Hey, Lisa, if you're still on, Aaron says that we do have carpool matching. We have two options available. Georgia Commute option has a matching program, as well as some use the WISE carpool. But I'll definitely send that out to you as well, so you'll have that. All right, I think we're 6 minutes away from the end of this process. Does anyone else have any questions for the good of the group? Okay. All right. In that case, we are ready to wrap it up. And thank you for your participation, and we look forward to hearing from you through our support at pts.gatech.edu. And we're available to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you all.